What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to be testing out some fishing rods. And at the moment right now, I'm setting up a goal to make $1 billion, because as you guys know, with the tryhard rod, if you paid $1 billion, you would have got it. But you see, for me, I was so broke I couldn't get it. So in the future, if something like that happens again, I'm going to be prepared. Now, the three fishing rods I'm going to test out is going to be the Chrysalis, the Polaris, and Astral Hook Rod. I was going to wait and try to get that ring ripper rod, but it turns out it's going to take me a while to get it, because I need that blessed exalted relic and that fish emoji. So eventually this week, maybe I'll trade for the items and get that fishing rod, but we'll see. Now, the main reason why I want to test out the Astral Hook Rod with these fishing rods is because that fishing rod, I spent so much time getting it. To get the Astral Hook Rod, you had to be level 2500, and I think now they lowered the level cap. Yeah, I think it should be level 1000, so now you cannot get the Astral Hook Rod. But I'm gonna be honest, that fishing rod was so good when it came out. Let me just show you the stats real quick. So it does have a lure speed of 100%. Also, a fun fact is the first fishing rod with 100% lure speed in the game. It has a luck of 200%, a control of 0.2, and a resilience of 20% with a max weight infinite. But what makes this fishing rod even crazier is the 4 passive it does have. And yeah, you heard that correctly, 4 passive abilities on this fishing rod. The first one's going to be the progress speed. While fishing, an additional 15% progress speed is applied. And the second one's going to be starfall. Once the fishing minigame begins, every 1.2 to 2.4 seconds, a star falls down. It adds an additional 15% progress speed to the bar. And for the third passive, after the player has caught 15 fish, the last pool with the player fish turns into a zone where fish have a 75 to 100% chance to get the astral mutation. And for the last one, perfects. And basically with this one, you have to get a perfect cast and perfect catch. And after that, you have a 10% chance to get a non-limited fish from the current existing bestiary. You could also get fish you never discovered before. And when you catch that fish, you are guaranteed to get the Stardust mutation at 7.5 times multiplier. And what makes it even crazier, you could get apex fish with this. I'm pretty sure in the past, I've caught the Moby like this. But yeah, amazing stats, amazing passives, and now we can test it out. And also for all 3 fishing rods, I'm going to be using the Blessed Song enchantment, just to make it an even race between all 3 of them. At first, I was going to try to get the Sea Overlord on them to make even more money. If you guys don't know, that basically makes you more money over time. But even with the Blessed Song enchantment, it's going to do a lot of work for us. It's going to give us a plus 40% progress speed, so we should be alright with that. Like for example, the Polaris gives us a 40% progress speed boost, plus the Blessed Song enchantment is going to be 80%. So yeah, it's pretty broken. And speaking about that fishing rod, look at the stats on this. I'm pretty sure at the moment right now is the best fishing rod in the game. A lure speed of 100%, luck of 400%, control of 0.4, resilience of 40%, a max weight infinite. And pretty much it has double the stats of the Astral Hook Rod. And on top of that, it's capable of giving you 4 different mutations. One being the Serene that gives you a 14 times multiplier that makes you so much money. But the Chrysalis is not that bad either. It's pretty good in my opinion. Lure speed of 100%, luck of 150%, control of 0, a resilience of 150%, a max weight infinite. Unlike the other 2 fishing rods, you really can't AFK with this one. Because the control bar is so small, you do gotta pay attention just a little bit. But you do have that 150% resilience, so it does help a lot. But the one thing I like about this fishing rod, a 90% chance to apply the blue mutation. And that mutation gives you a 5 times multiplier. Not that high, but it's pretty consistent. And with the other 10%, you get a 10 times multiplier from the Flora mutation. So overall with this fishing rod, when you use it, you're gonna make a lot of money, and I'm gonna show you. And for the bait that I'm gonna use, gonna be the Luminous Larva. Well, I'm gonna use it because I have so many of them, and it gives you a universal luck of 175%. But I guess now I'm gonna start fishing and show you guys what I found. So the place I'm gonna go to fish for all 3 fishing rods is gonna be the Castaway Cliffs, because that place right now is so good for making money. Besides getting that exotic fish, that secret fish it has in the pool makes so much money as well. I think it's 25,000 base value. But anyways, the first fishing rod I use in this place is gonna be the Chrysalis. And on average with this fishing rod, I made $15.6 million, which I'm gonna be honest, that amount is actually unheard of. Oh, and also before I forget, the entire time I was using Aurora Totems, because I'm gonna be honest, Aurora Totems by now are really cheap to get and really good to use. So if I were you, I would buy a bunch of them, at least maybe like 50 at most per time. If you have no Aurora Totems, just go use a public server or try to hop a server until you find one. There are so many people returning to the game, they have so many totems to use. So right now is the best time to make a lot of money to buy that one fishing rod you're trying to get. And also when fishing, I was catching every single fish I saw. There's actually one thing you could do to make more money is by dropping fish. So pretty much what you do, any fish below mythical you just drop, because over time you'll make a lot more money if you try to focus on mythical, exotic, and secret fish. But I'm gonna be honest, that margin is so small, I don't think it's worth it. I think it's only worth it if you're trying to get a specific fish. Like for example, if the whale migration started, you're trying to get a whale, I would just drop every single fish until I get that blue whale and then I'm done. But I mean, for money you could do that to make a little bit more. And it's only possible with the Chrysalis rod because that control bar is so small. If you try to do that with the Astral Hook Rod or the other one, it's not gonna work. So if the Chrysalis rod is the only adamant rod you could get it because it is a good option. But up next we do have the Polaris. And with the Polaris Serenade fishing rod, we made on average $19.4 million. I'm gonna be honest, for some reason I was not getting lucky at all. I feel like for the most part the RNG was against me the entire time. I'm not sure why. Either it's my luck or this fishing rod could be inconsistent sometimes, which is crazy to say because it does have 400% luck. But for some reason certain hours I wasn't making that much money at all. Sometimes it would be at lowest like 14 or 13, even $12 million. But for the most part you could expect to make close to 20 million an hour. I'm gonna be honest, in most games I barely have any luck. I mean, I'm not denying the fact that I got the exotic or secret fish. I'm just saying I was getting so unlucky with the mutation from the fishing rod applying on those fish. But still, in the end I'm gonna be using this fishing rod for the most part. But for the next one we do have the Astral Hook Rod. And on average with the Astral Hook Rod we made $9.6 million. And I'm gonna be honest, I know what you're saying, it is nowhere close to the other two. But this fishing rod is still a good fishing rod to use for the most part. Because keep in mind, the fourth passive on this fishing rod could make you even more money, possibly up to $50 million over time. I feel like to hit that mark you gotta fish longer than 10 hours. Like for example, let's say I call a apex fish. I believe most apex fish base value is about $375,000 to $400,000. So every time you catch one you're gonna make an extra $3 million. And I'm sure by now you guys know where I'm going with this. But once again, to see better results you gotta fish way longer than 10 hours. But I feel like if it's your main fishing rod you're gonna get over 10 hours regardless. But come to think about it, how many of you do have the Astral Hook Rod to this day? Because now in a fish you can't get it anymore, I'm like 1000% sure. Like for me to get it, I had to grind every single day for at least 10 hours a day. And to make things even crazier, there's also a fishing rod at level 2000. And if I remember correctly, that fishing rod was literally terrible. And the only way to make it really good was to use that Eclipse Totem. Maybe in the future we could look at it again and see if it's really good after some buffs. Because keep in mind too, I did quit fish about like 4 months ago. So a lot between that time period did change, so you never know, some fishing rods could be better than before or worse than before. And also keep in mind, if you don't have any of those fishing rods, you could use your Ethereal Prism Rod. Yesterday I did make a bunch of tests with it and I made $8 million at that location. It could be a little bit less because I did get extremely lucky, but in the end it's still a very good fishing rod to use to start out with. And if you put the Blessed Song enchantment on, it's gonna make it an even better fishing rod. And to make things even better, it only costs $15 million. To get these other fishing rods, they're so much more expensive. And also comment down below if you guys are not close to the end game and you guys think I should make more guides for lower level rods. Because I'm gonna be honest, I like using my Destiny rod here and there. I kinda wish this day the Destiny rod was an end game rod and it got a massive buff. But in the end, it's fine. We got some other adamant rods now in the game. But that's pretty much all I got for today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.